You're going to get started in a child's pose. Spread the knees wide, sink your hips back, extend the arms out long, and find a little movement, just a little mindful movement in your child's pose. So pressing your fingers into the mat, maybe swaying the hips side to side, maybe rolling the shoulders out gently. Place your head against the mat, maybe roll your forehead side to side. And we're gonna walk the hands over towards the right as you breathe in. Hook yourself down through that left hip bone here. And then walk your hands over towards the left side of the mat. Same thing, hooking yourself down through your right hip bone. As you inhale, come back through center, then press yourself up onto your palms. You're gonna keep the legs in that child's pose position nice and wide and float the toes up, press the chest forward. So feel really nice in the front line of the body. And then as you exhale, let's go back down to to child's pose. Let's do that again. Maybe roll yourself up, kind of rolling through the spine before you press your chest forward on the way up. And then roll it back down. Just one more time here. Inhale. And exhale. Zoom, inhale, rise to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. As you inhale, we're gonna extend the right leg wide. Hold here, square the hips, press through that right glute, and then extend your right leg wide towards the wide edge of your mat. So I'll flip over here so you can see. Now we're gonna take a different kind of cat-cow variation here. So once you're in that position with your leg extended, left hip over left knee, we'll inhale for cow pose, drop your belly, lift the gaze up. And exhale, cat round and curl through your spine. Flow breath to movement here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Your next inhale, come through neutral, then sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale for gate pose, release your right palm down your right leg, gaze up and over your left fingertips. Good, breathe in here, roll the shoulder open, and then as you exhale, release the left palm down, sweep the right arm up. So we're gonna flow between these two here as you inhale, rise up using that right oblique. And then as you exhale, lower down. Inhale. And exhale. Good, last time here, inhale. As you exhale, come back through a neutral tabletop. We'll take that on the left side. So extend the left leg out once you're in that neutral tabletop. Square the hips, engage that left glute here. And then release the left leg down. I'll flip over on this side. We'll take a few cat-cows here. Inhale for cow pose. You can feel that inner thigh really stretch out and lengthen in this variation. And exhale for cat round and curl. Try to keep equal weight in your palms here as you continue to breathe and move through. Good, and then your next one, let's come back through neutral as you breathe and sweep the arms up. And exhale for gate pose, release the left palm down towards your shin, gaze up and over your right fingertips. Good, breathe in here to roll that right shoulder open, still pressing into that inside of the left foot. You'll feel that inner thigh really light up more again. Exhale, release the right palm down, sweep the left arm up. Good, can you press your hips gently forward and roll that left shoulder open here as well. Breathe in. And then come up, bringing your left palm to the shin. Guide the right hand up. Let's flow here. Exhale, release down. Inhale, float up. Use that left oblique. Exhale, release. Inhale, float up. Last time here. Exhale, tabletop. Come back through center in your neutral position. So in your tabletop, we're gonna walk the hands out long in front of you, coming into a puppy pose. So bring the chest down towards the mat, press the hands forward, and allow your head to rest on the mat. This is a really great shoulder opener, stretching in here. Good. Walk your hands back up as you inhale, raise your right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle, so bring your right hand through underneath you towards the left side of your mat. You can rest your head on the mat here. Getting into that outer shoulder, finding a nice gentle spinal twist. Good. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm comes up. And exhale, thread it through. Threading the needle. Variations here are you can extend the right arm long and maybe right leg back for a little balance challenge. Maybe raise that right leg. Good, bring that right palm back down, sweep the left arm up, evening out the sides, and then come through a neutral tabletop. As you breathe in, tuck the toes, and as you exhale, float your hips high, downward facing dog. Now we won't be here long. We're just gonna take a nice breath in to find our alignment here. You can have a generous bend in the knees. Focus on sending the tailbone up towards the ceiling and press the L shape in your hand. So you wanna really feel that pressure coming through to that palm of your hand in that L shape so that it takes less pressure off of your wrists. Good, one more breath in here, gaze forward, come high on your toes, and as you exhale, we'll find a forward fold. Take tiny steps forward, and then heel to your feet about hip width distance apart for ragdoll. So we're gonna have a nice bend in the knees here, feet are hip width distance, grab for opposite elbows, sway gently side to side. This is a great release for the low back here. So let this feel good. Maybe become a little bit more exaggerated with it than you normally would. Maybe swaying side to side, letting the hips flow. Good, then release your arms down. Heel toe the feet towards center. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up one vertebrae at a time. Sweep the arms up overhead. Stand here. Engage the glutes, engage the quads. You can tuck that tailbone under, spiral the pinkies in, breathe in here. Exhale, cactus your arms, find a baby back bend. Good, inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring a halfway lift, lengthen through your spine, bring palms to your shins. Squeeze shoulder blades in towards one another. Exhale, high plank, hold here. As you inhale, we'll shift forward, engage the core. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale for baby cobra, lift your chest up halfway, gaze towards the top of your mat. Squeeze shoulder blades in, little to no weight in the hands. Good, breathe in, one more breath in. Exhale, release, down. This time, bring your hands closer towards your rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press through your palms, press your chest forward, and press through the tops of your feet so much so you can maybe lift the thigh bones off of the mat. Good, breathe in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Float your hips high. Also, option here, if it's too much on the shoulders or wrists today, is to come into a puppy pose like we did in the beginning of class. Hold here, breathe in. Inside out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, tiptoe your way up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up. Exhale, cactus, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank and hold. Inhale, shift forward an inch. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. Hold here and breathe. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Find a halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale for chair pose, bend the knees, sink the hips, sweep the arms out in front of you and hold here. So the weight will pour into the heels, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thigh bones in towards one another. Option to have your hands at heart center here as well. Good, can you sink an inch lower in the hips? Good, nice breath in. Deep sigh out. Your next inhale will find mountain pose, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot back. You can release your right knee onto the mat and then wiggle your left foot up so that your knee is directly over your ankle. You can release the back toes here and use your fingertips to kind of support you as you get into your low lunge. As you inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms up and hold here. So square the hips to the mat, so you might need to bring your left hip back, right hip forward just an inch or two. And keeping a nice long torso without bending the back too much, can you shift your hips gently forward, opening up through that left hip, that right hip flexor. Breathe in here. Exhale, half split, send your left hip back towards your right. Lean your chest forward, guiding it down, keeping the hips square, getting into that left hamstring. We'll start to flow here as you inhale, shift forward, guide your hands up. Exhale, float it back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, guide it back. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe option to fly your arms back, sending the breath back. Inhale. Exhale. Last time here. Inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into a high plank. Breathe in here. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips high. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees, sink the hips. We're back here again, just a few breaths, sink in here. Maybe challenging yourself coming up onto the toes. Finding a little balance challenge. One more breath in here. Good, sigh it out. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back this time, finding a low lunge. You can release the left knee down and then bring that right knee on top of the right ankle. Square the hips, sweep the arms up as you breathe in. We're gonna hold here, nice long torso, engaging the core, shifting the hips gently forward. It just has to be an inch or two. Doesn't have to be a big exaggerated movement here. One side might feel a little bit different than the other. You know, this side's a little bit tighter for me, knowing that's okay. Breathe in here. Exhale, half split, send your right hip back. Lean your chest forward. Good. We'll start to flow here. Inhale, shift up. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale as half splits. You can release your hands back, flying your arms back, sending the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, good. Inhale. Feel that energy flow back with your breath. Exhale. Inhale, last time here. Exhale, release your palms down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toe and step back into a high plank. Breathe in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Start to release down onto your knees. Sit off to one hip or the other. So a lot of people say that that's their favorite thing that I say during class. Sit down onto one hip. So bend the knees, extend the arms out long, and start to lower yourself down a few inches, just until you feel your core start to fire up. Now, option to stay here, or you can float the toes into a boat pose. So one little strengthener in this nice practice, nice morning flow. Hold here just for a few breaths. Option to grab behind the thighs if you're in your boat pose, or again, staying on to the tiptoes. We're here for 3, breathe for 2, and 1. Release everything down onto your mat. Let's take a full body stretch. Breathe in here. As you exhale, bring the knees in towards your chest. And then find a happy baby. You can bring your hands on top of your knees, or maybe grab for the outer edges of both feet. Sway side to side. Maybe extend one leg long and the other. Good. Bring the knees back in towards the chest. Extend the right leg long. Bend the left knee and guide it over towards the right side of your mat. Finding a nice gentle supine twist. And extend the left arm long. Gaze over the left fingertips. Just breathing here gently. Then inhale. Bring the knees back in. And exhale. Release the left leg long. Guide the right knee wide, views over the right fingertips. And your knee doesn't need to touch the mat here. There's no need to force, just being really gentle. Good, bring the knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, and then extend everything out long, finding your final resting pose, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Or maybe taking up space, maybe extending everything out long, closing the eyes, and simply breathing. You're welcome to end your practice here, taking some more time in your Shavasana, or start to wake yourself up, finding a full body stretch, and then rolling yourself into a seat. I hope that this practice allowed you to find a bit of joy this morning. I hope it allowed your body to feel nice and good and relaxed, nice and open. And I hope that you have a peaceful rest of your day after this practice. Hands to heart center, maybe soften or close the eyes. Let's take a breath together. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, side out, let something go. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.